and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Kill Teams Battle Report brought to you by the Legion Wargaming. The world of Hythrax Tertius is in open revolt against its imperial governor and the rightful rule of the Emperor of Mankind, as long-hidden cells of secessionists finally succeed in driving the population into rebellion. But the imperial authorities are much relieved as mere days after the first astropathic calls for aid are sent, a forbidding grey strike cruiser enters low orbit, and the skies are lit up with the descent of drop pods. The great company of Karl Grimblood has arrived to enact savage justice upon the traitors. But the Wolves are not the only servants of the Emperor to heed the call. A pitch-black cruiser has also entered the system as the Inquisition respond quickly to the heresy. Although the Wolves succeed in quickly tearing the heart from the rebel forces, all is not well. For the Inquisition has long harboured a mistrust of the Sons of Russ and has sensed an opportunity to expose them as impure once and for all. But to do so, they will require a sample of the Wolves' gene seed, and so the Inquisition dispatches a team of their most trusted servants to the surface to acquire this vital proof of the Wolves' corruption. Meanwhile, the renowned lone wolf Feargrim Greysbane has fallen heroically as he launched a suicidal single-handed attack upon a traitor command centre amidst the capital's sprawling industrial sector. Lord Grimblood will not allow the body of this hero of the chapter to lie unremembered and unhonoured on this world, nor will he countenance anyone other than a Son of Russ to lay hands upon it. He has sent his most trusted wolf guard to recover the body of Feargrim, but can the wolves reach it before the servants of the Inquisition? The battle today is Kill Teams. It is Space Wolves versus Grey Knights. 300 points. And the mission is Honour the Fallen, which is based upon the Kill Team's mission, Secure the High Ground. Let's take a look at the Kill Teams. This 300-point Space Wolves Kill Team is led by the renowned Wolfguard Hennig Bladesong. He is a Wolfguard pack leader. He has a power sword and a combi plasma, and his leader trait is Quick Thinker. He has brought with him his trusted pack of Grey Hunters. There are 10 of them. They all have additional close combat weapons, and they also contain 3 specialists. We have one Grey Hunter with a plasma gun. He is a guerrilla fighter. He has preferred enemy. We have another Grey Hunter with a plasma gun. He's a weapon specialist. His plasma gun is mastercrafted. And we have a Grey Hunter with a power sword. He's a dirty fighter, and he has Flesh Bane. There are also 3 Swift Claw bikers. They are moving quickly through the industrial ruins looking for the body of Feargrim. These are the Wolves. Let's take a look at the Sons of Titan. This 300-point Grey Knights Kill Team comprises a squad of 6 interceptors and a 6-strong strike squad, and the leader of this force is the Justicar of the strike squad. He has a Nemesis Force Sword, and his leader trait is Quick Thinker. The other 5 Grey Knights in his squad all have Nemesis Force Halberds, and we have 6 interceptors. Their Justicar has a Nemesis Force Sword. He's a combat specialist. He has Hatred. We have another interceptor with a Nemesis Force Sword. He is a dirty fighter. He has Shred, and another interceptor with a Nemesis Force Sword. He is a guerrilla specialist. He has preferred enemy, and we have 3 more interceptors, all with Nemesis Force Halberds. These are the Grey Knights. Will they be able to recover the body that the Inquisition so desperately desires? We shall see as we move into deployment. And the Kill Teams have deployed with both the Wolves and the Grey Knights closing in on the fallen body of Feargrim Greysbane. This scenario we have called Honour the Fallen. It is based on Secure the High Ground, but instead of a hill in the centre of the battlefield, we have this gantry building in which lies the corpse of the heroic lone wolf. Each side will get a victory point at the end of this game for each one of their models, whose base is entirely within this terrain feature. And of course there are also the bonus points available for Slay the Leader, Line Breaker, First Blood, and Break the Enemy. And the Wolves have deployed first. They are moving in. They have spied the body of their brother, and the Grey Hunters are advancing over on this flank. We have one Grey Hunter and one of the specialists with the plasma gun. His plasma gun is mastercrafted. More Grey Hunters moving in the shadow of this ruin building, including the specialist with the power sword, and we have the other specialist with the plasma gun over next to him as well. Hennig Bladesong himself is advancing next to that specialist over on their right flank. The Wolves have deployed their swift claw bikers, looking to move forward and secure the body as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, the Grey Knights are advancing. They are leading their advance with their strike squad all marching forward under the direction of their leader. Behind them we have 3 of the interceptors, all 3 specialists including the Justicar, looking to leap forward using their teleporters, and over on their left flank we have the other 3 members of the interceptor squad, all with Nemesis force halberds. The Grey Knights are hoping that the mobility provided by their teleporters will be very, very effective in this mission. But the Wolves have had a good result. They deployed first, and despite being a quick thinker, this Justicar has failed to seize initiative. We go into Space Wolves, turn 1. End of Space Wolves movement phase, turn 1, and the Grey Hunters are wasting no time in advancing towards their fallen brother. Most of these Wolves manage to get 5s and 6s for their move through cover, and they are striding confidently forward, including their plasma gunners, who have already spied a couple of Grey Knights who may make very good targets for their special weaponry. Meanwhile, over on the right flank, these 3 Swiftclaw bikers have only moved forward 6 inches. They want to give fire with their twin-link bolters before prompting these interceptors into a charge. Let's see how effective the Space Wolves' first round of firing is as we go into Space Wolf shooting phase, turn 1. End of a disastrous first shooting phase for the Sons of Russ. Despite this plasma gunner having mastercrafted, he missed, and this plasma gunner having preferred enemy, he also missed. A hail of bolter rounds erupted from the Grey Hunters, ploughing in to a few of the Grey Knights advancing, but all of them pinged harmlessly from the Knights of Titan's blessed power armour. Hennig Bladesong and the specialist with the power sword have both run forwards. They are closing in now on the body of Feargrim. Meanwhile, the swift claw bikers open fire with their twin-link bolters, but once again all of their shells pinged harmlessly from the blessed power armour of the interceptors over on the Grey Knights' left flank. That is an extremely disappointing result for the Wolves, and with no assaults, that brings their first turn to an end. Let's see how the Grey Knights respond as we go into Grey Knights, turn 1. End of Grey Knights movement phase, turn 1, and in the centre the strike squad are marching forwards. They are more than happy to test their combat skills against the Sons of Russ. These 3 specialist interceptors are moving over this way. Looks like they want to catch the Wolves in a crossfire. They know that with their ability to shunt through the warp using their teleporters, they do not have to close in on this objective just yet. And on the other flank, these 3 interceptors with their halberds are moving forwards. Looks like the Swiftclaws may have an assault very soon to deal with in this game. Let's see how the Grey Knights get on in their first shooting phase. End of Grey Knight shooting phase, turn 1, and the Knights of Titan have unleashed a punishing volley from their storm bolters. Over on their left flank, these 3 interceptors managed to cut down the first Swift Claw biker with a hail of bolter shells, earning first blood for the Grey Knights. And it is a sad day for the Wolves as their leader, Hennig Bladesong, has been cut down by shots coming from some of the Grey Knights in the strike squad. More bad news for the Wolves as their specialist carrying the mastercrafted plasma gun was cut down by another member of the strike squad with a volley from his stormbolter, but it has not gone all the Grey Knights' way as their specialist with the other plasma gun survived a hail of fire from these interceptors. But in their first volley, the Grey Knights have managed to achieve both first blood and slay the leader, and the Space Wolves are reeling. But the Knights of Titan will not be proceeding to their assault phase as these interceptors cut down their intended target. Still, the Grey Knights are very happy. The Wolves really need to counter-attack strongly as we go into Space Wolves turn 2. End of Space Wolves movement phase turn 2, and it looks like the death of Hennig Bladesong. Their Wolfguard pack leader has made these Grey Hunters even more determined to drive back the Knights of Titan. They are all advancing and taking up firing positions. They are preparing to unleash another volley of fire. They are hoping that it is far more effective than their first attempt. Meanwhile, over on the right flank, these wolves look like they want to tear apart these 3 interceptors in retribution for the loss of their leader. We have the specialist with the power sword moving forward, and another Grey Hunter, and the 2 remaining swift claw bikers are also closing in. The wolves, with a bit of luck, could inflict some serious damage on the knights this turn. We shall see. Space Wolves shooting phase turn 2. End of Space Wolves shooting phase turn 2, and the wolves are beginning to suspect that the Knights of Titan are using their witch powers to put them under some sort of curse, as these Grey Hunters unleashed a rapid fire volley from their bolters, but not a single Grey Knight has fallen. The wolves have had some terrible luck, and that was exemplified as this specialist with the plasma gun managed to get 2 wounding hits on one of the Grey Knights, who then rolled a double 6 for his cover saves. The wolves must be cursed, and it has continued over on their right flank as a couple of hurled crack grenades had no effect on these interceptors, nor did several hits from the bikers' twin link bolters. But these wolves are undaunted. They intend to press home their charge in Space Wolves assault phase turn 2. End of Space Wolves assault phase turn 2, and the wolves have finally managed to take out a couple of the Grey Knights. The first swift claw biker charged in, managing to take out one interceptor with a blow from his chainsword, although unfortunately for the wolf, as he fell, the Grey Knight swept his nemesis force halberd around and cut him from the saddle as well. The specialist Grey Hunter with a power sword took out one interceptor with 2 quick blows from his power sword, but this Grey Hunter and this Swiftclaw have not managed to deal with the interceptor they have charged, although the Grey Knight has not managed to take out either one of them in return. This battle is still definitely going in favour of the Knights of Titan, but at least the wolves have shed some of their blood now. Let's see how the Grey Knights hit back as we go into Grey Knights turn 2. End of Grey Knights movement phase turn 2, and the specialist interceptors over on the Grey Knights right flank are preparing to strike. They have leapt forward with their teleporters, and it looks like they want to lay into the Space Wolves with their Nemesis Force Swords. 3 members of the Strike Squad and the Justicar are advancing in the centre. They intend to give another punishing hail of fire with their Stormbolters. Meanwhile, 2 members of their squad have moved over to try and deal with this Grey Hunter who cut down one of the interceptors, and the final Grey Knight, this interceptor, remains locked in assault. The Grey Knights want to sweep away the wolves this turn. Let's see if they can do it. Grey Knight shooting phase turn 2. End of Grey Knight shooting phase turn 2, and it is the Grey Knight's turn to wonder if they are operating under some sort of curse, as all of the Stormbolter fire from these Grey Knights and these interceptors has had no impression at all upon the line of Space Wolves Grey Hunters. There were plenty of hits and plenty of wounds, but this time it was the Space Wolves power armour that held firm. Meanwhile, these 2 Grey Knights open fire upon this Grey Hunter with a power sword, but they only managed a single wounding hit, which bounced harmlessly from his power armour. The Grey Knights have not managed to take out any wolves in their shooting phase, but they are still hopeful. They intend to launch a lot of assaults in Grey Knights assault phase turn 2. End of Grey Knights assault phase turn 2, and the Knights of Titan got a lot more than they bargained for as their interceptors charged on this flank. The first interceptor charged into this Grey Hunter, but was cut down by the Space Wolf as he launched a ferocious counterattack. This interceptor made his charge, but he has been unable to take out the Grey Hunter that he remains locked in combat with, as the Space Wolf has failed to cut him down. But the Justicar tried to charge into this Grey Hunter, but the Space Wolf calmly raised his bolter and cut him down with a hail of bolter fire on Overwatch. Meanwhile, none of these Grey Knights can charge. They all tried to take out the Specialist Grey Hunter with the plasma gun in the shooting phase. They do not have a clear charge path, but the other 2 members of the Strike Squad have managed to take down the Specialist Grey Hunter with a power sword. They both charged him, and they cut him down, but not before he took out one of them with a blow from his power sword. And the last interceptor on this flank has gone down as well. He hacked down a Grey Hunter with a blow from his Nemesis Force halberd, but then this Swift Claw took him out with a blow from his chain chainsword. That has been a very good phase for the Space Wolves. 4 Grey Knights have fallen compared to only 2 Space Wolves, and this fight has suddenly got a lot more even. Both sides have sustained 6 casualties, but crucially it is of course the Space Wolves' turn next. We go into Space Wolves turn 3. End of Space Wolves movement phase turn 3, and the Wolves are scenting blood. They only need to inflict 1 more casualty in order to break this Grey Knights kill team, and they intend to do it. The Grey Hunters are closing in on the Grey Knights of the Strike Squad. Meanwhile, this Grey Hunter remains locked in assault, and the last surviving specialist with the plasma gun is striding over to the body of Feargrim. He is going to add his fire where he thinks it is most needed. This lone surviving Swiftclaw is moving to take on the last Grey Knight over this side of the gantry. This battle has become very, very close, very, very quickly. Let's see what the Wolves can do in their 3rd shooting phase. End of Space Wolves shooting phase turn 3, and the Wolves have avenged the death of their Wolfguard pack leader as this Grey Hunter hurled a crack grenade full in the face of the Grey Knight's Justicar, blowing him to pieces. That has earned Slay the leader for the Wolves. That has also broken this Grey Knight's kill team, but the Wolves were not finished there. This specialist with his plasma gun opened up, blowing apart another Grey Knight, and although these Grey Hunters had no effect when they targeted these 2 Grey Knights with their crack grenades, they are preparing to charge. This Swiftclaw did not manage to take out this Grey Knight with a volley from his twin-link bolter, but he is also preparing to charge. It looks very much like the momentum in this battle has shifted in favour of the Sons of Russ. Let's see if they can take out the rest of the Grey Knights in Space Wolves Assault Phase Turn 3. End of Space Wolves Assault Phase Turn 3, and the phase started very well as this Swiftclaw managed to ride down the Grey Knight in front of him with his Hammer of Wrath attack. But in the centre, these 2 Grey Knights have managed to hold back the charge of the Wolves. Although they have not managed to take out any of the Wolves, both of the Grey Knights are still standing. This Grey Knight is locked in combat with 2 Grey Hunters. This Grey Knight is struggling with a single of the Space Wolf, but the Grey Knights have had a good result as this Interceptor hacked down the Grey Hunter he was locked in assault with a blow from his Nemesis Force Sword. That has freed him up. He is moving to help his brothers in the centre, and crucially that has also broken the Space Wolves kill team as well. Both of the kill teams are now broken. This battle really is extremely close. Let's see what the Grey Knights can do as we go into Grey Knights turn 3. End of Grey Knights movement phase turn 3, and at the start of their 3rd turn, unsurprisingly, none of the 3 surviving Grey Knights have any thought of fleeing. But with 2 of them locked in assault, only 1 Grey Knight could move, and the Interceptor is moving off towards this Grey Hunter specialist with the plasma gun. He is trusting his brothers to fight off these Wolves. He is determined to take out this very dangerous weapon as we go into Grey Knight shooting phase turn 3. End of an extremely brief shooting phase for the Grey Knights in their 3rd turn as this Interceptor opened fire on this Grey Hunter with his Storm Bolter, but although he managed 2 hits, neither wounded, but he is preparing to charge as we go into Grey Knights Assault Phase Turn 3. End of Grey Knights Assault Phase Turn 3, and this Interceptor successfully made his charge, dodging through the overwatching plasma fire from the Grey Hunter and taking him out with a sweep of his Nemesis Force Sword. This Interceptor is now standing over the body of Feargrim, but in the centre, neither the Grey Hunters nor the Grey Knights can gain any advantage. The struggle continues without any of them falling. This one is still too close to call as we go into Space Wolves Turn 4. End of Space Wolves movement phase turn 4, and like the Knights of Titan, the Sons of Russ have no intention of retreating from this fight as they have all passed their break tests. With these 3 Grey Hunters still locked in assault, it falls to this Grey Hunter and this Swiftclaw to deal with this Interceptor standing over the body of their brother. Will they be able to do it? We shall see. They are preparing to open fire in Space Wolves shooting phase turn 4. End of Space Wolves shooting phase turn 4, and as this Grey Knight's Interceptor has survived the crack grenade hurled at him by this Grey Hunter and the hail of bolts unleashed by this Swiftclaw biker, it looks like this will be settled in bloody close assault as we go into Space Wolves Assault Phase turn 4. End of Space Wolves Assault Phase turn 4, and both the Grey Hunter and the Swiftclaw made their charge into the last surviving Grey Knight's Interceptor. The Interceptor hacked down the Grey Hunter but was himself felled by a blow from the Swiftclaw's chainsword. Meanwhile, this Grey Knight has triumphed over the Grey Hunter he was locked in assault with, cutting him down with his Nemesis Force Halberd. He is moving towards the objective. Meanwhile, this Grey Knight cannot triumph over these two Grey Hunters. He has not managed to take any of them out, but he is doing a great job of fending them off and holding them up. They remain locked. And with only 3 Space Wolves left, facing off against 2 Grey Knights, this really is going right down to the wire as we go into Grey Knights turn 4. End of Grey Knight's movement phase turn 4, and neither of the surviving Grey Knights have given any thought to retreat. This brother remains locked in assault with the 2 Grey Hunters. The other Grey Knight is advancing upon the Swiftclaw biker. If he can take him out and this Grey Knight can continue to hold up these 2 wolves, the Grey Knights have a good chance of achieving victory, they think. We shall see. Grey Knight shooting phase turn 4. End of Grey Knight shooting phase turn 4, and this Grey Knight attempted to take out this biker with a hurled crack grenade but failed to hit the Space Wolf. He is swinging his halberd, preparing to charge in Grey Knight's assault phase turn 4. End of Grey Knight's assault phase turn 4, and this Grey Knight managed to make his charge into the Swiftclaw biker, cutting him down with a sweep of his Nemesis Force Halberd. But it is bad news for the Grey Knights. He now finds himself all alone as these 2 Grey Hunters have finally got the better of the Grey Knight they were locked in assault with. They have cut him down. They are advancing menacingly on the last surviving Knight of Titan. Could this be the end for the Grey Knights? We shall see. Space Wolves turn 5. And all it took was a pair of hurled crack grenades from these 2 Grey Hunters to take out the last Grey Knight and bring this incredibly close game to a close. The Grey Knights managed to get first blood and slay the leader. They also managed to break the Space Wolf kill team. They got a total of 3 victory points. The Space Wolves, they managed to slay the leader. They also have broken the Grey Knights kill team. Crucially, these 2 Grey Hunters are standing over the body of Feargrim Greysbane. That is worth another 2 victory points. The final score is 4 points to the Space Wolves and 3 to the Grey Knights, and that really reflects how close this incredibly bloody game has been. These 2 Grey Hunters can return the body of the lone wolf to their chapter, but it has cost the lives of 11 more of their wolf brothers. The Grey Knights have failed to acquire the gene seed for the Inquisition, but we are sure the Ordo Malleus are not so easily foiled. Thanks very much for watching. We hope you have enjoyed this Kill Teams game. Please subscribe to our channel and we will keep producing as many Warhammer 40,000 battle reports as we can. See ya.